What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another quick volume of Welcome to the Franchise here. Just tapping back in about these NBA playoffs right now. And shit is going up, man. Like I've been talking about in the previous volume, NBA playoffs been exciting to see from the first to the second round. It's been exciting off the rip. And I got to talk about this shit. Knicks with the big win, two big win steals in Boston. Nah, this shit is crazy right now. So with that being said, let me just tap straight into it. And we gotta talk about how they gotta try and win this series, but we know how it goes when it comes to New York sports, man. These niggas could fuck around and lose. So let me get straight into it here, man. Oh shit. The Knicks done fucked around and stole not one, but two motherfucking wins in the Garden. The fucking Boston Garden at that. I mean, Brunson in game one coming off how he closed out the series against Detroit. And then how he closed out game one and in OT. That ball going crazy, man. Big body Brunson for real. And then, not just him, being a big key factor. Of course, he's the heart and soul of the team. Clutch player of the year. Got the most points in the fourth quarter, in the clutch, in the crunch time when it really matters and shit. But you got the NYOG. Been dropping buckets and dunks on niggas top in the series too. OG and Anobi. Doing work and going crazy early in the series and coming off of how he been doing throughout this whole playoff series and, carrying where he left off before he got hurt in last year's playoff series. OG and Anobi, man, that motherfucker been going, he been going crazy too throughout this whole playoff series. And then Mikal Bridges, man. I mean, them niggas might got themselves a real motherfucking close on defense and offense in the fourth quarter outside of Brunson, and you love to see that shit. And Mikal Bridges, it's been an up and down playoff series for him, versus Detroit. And these first couple games, you got him starting games where he's not scoring shit at all. He going 0 for 7 or some crazy shit like that. But in the fourth quarter, that motherfucker come alive on defense and offense, making key defensive steals or good defensive closeouts, getting a block. But then he'll come in the fourth quarter after not hitting shit all night and then just start dropping buckets, like 8-9 point run on by himself. And that's the shit that they really gonna need out of him. Honestly, with him coming to the Knicks this year, I expected him to be the second higher volume scorer. And then they had Cat also, but I expected him to be the other volume scorer besides Cat, and it ended up being OG. But he's still getting his buckets in. But more importantly, having a big key defensive role, especially in series like this where you gotta beat athletes on the wing that could score anytime, like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and everything like that. Obviously, everyone knows, the whole world knows and all that shit, that's what they brought OG and Mikal Bridges in for. Everybody been talking about that shit. But I just want to talk about how in both of those games, two big key steals, key blocks or whatever by Mikal Bridges in the last seconds or the last minute. I mean, the first game, you say, yo, give me that shit, man. What the fuck you think you doing to Jaylen Brown? Like, yo, fuck you think you doing? Or give me that shit. Game is over. Threw the ball out the fucking park. That's how you supposed to do that shit. And then second game with Tatum, and just when you think Tatum about to get in his bag, he get into his spot and everything, mid-range in the paint. I'm like, oh, okay, here it come. He going to hit his shot. They ain't no guard him. He at home. Forces him out even more. I think Mitchell Robinson came on to help. Forces him out even more, and then he tries to take a shot, thinks about it, wants to make a pass, and then this motherfucker, Mikal Bridges, gets the block steal again. He says, give me that shit. The fuck you think you doing? Threw that shit out the park again, man. Like, that's the plays that you need in the crunch time in the fourth quarter. Even if he's having a shitty game in the first 3 quarters of the first half, he gonna come back in the second half. He gonna bounce back in the fourth quarter and start dropping buckets, but also make those key defensive plays and those stops that's needed right there. So them 3 guys, man, they really doing their work. I mean, we know what big body Brunson gonna bring to the fucking table, man. Even though in the second game the numbers wasn't there, but he was still a presence. But the dude that really did his thing in the second game here was Karl-Anthony Towns. You know, Cat showed up to put up some numbers this time around. I feel like in this playoffs for him, it's been up and down. It hasn't been horrible. It hasn't been terrible. It hasn't been spectacular. But, you know, he's still inserting himself in key moments in the game, having some key rebounds or key tip-ins, getting key and ones and shit. You know, key rebound. He's been in foul trouble a lot. Do I agree with a lot of the calls he's been getting fouls on? No, hell no. Some of the shit is bullshit. I'm like, nah, that's suspect. They just trying to get Cat up out of there. Has he gotten in his groove and gotten in his bag from the three-point line like we know him for when he was playing for the T-Wolves? Nah, but on this coast, not even just coast-wise, just in playoff basketball, this ain't the time for that shit. To be trying to get cute and look nice and stat pat for the three-point line. Like, nah, get your ass in the point, get your ass in the paint, get in the post, get in the mid-range, start hitting some shots, draw some fouls and shit. Make some moves to draw some fouls, even though he don't really got too many of them, and he be trying to flop sometimes, looking all goofy and crazy and shit. But it's like, yo, this is playoff basketball on this side where you against a Boston team that's really good defensively where, yo, you got to get involved on that lower block, my boy. You got to hit that mid-range. You got to draw some fouls. And like I said, he hasn't been horrible or terrible. He hasn't been over the moon, spectacular. It's been a little up and down, but he been solid. He's been solid. He's still inserted himself in certain points of the game. Late in the game when it's important, he still inserted his presence and made a couple key plays here and there. But Cat just needs to, I wouldn't say needs to get more involved because he's been involved, but they got to kind of find a different kind of groove and rhythm for him to be a bigger presence so it's not all on Brunson's back. But the Knicks, man, doing their fucking thing, man. They like, shit, these motherfuckers really beat the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden, not once, but twice. I never seen this shit, seen the Knicks and Boston play in the playoffs. Never. Usually, the Celtics always bust their ass, or, you know, they might have the Celtics on the ropes, but everybody knows when that fourth quarter come around, Boston knows how to do what the Knicks never know how to do, which is win in the crunch time, win in the clutch, even when shit is going bad in them last 5 minutes. Bite down and hold on and close out for the win. Usually that's the Celtics in that time. Where I watched both games. I was like, oh, well, here it comes. You know, the Celtics about to take care of their business in the clutch in the fourth quarter and steal this shit from them. You know, crush all the New York Knicks fans' dreams, seeing them sick as hell like I've been seeing my whole life, basically, especially with Boston and shit. And that shit did not happen. So this shit is big to see. But, and that we all know the big but. You know, as Knicks sports supporters, enthusiasts, actual real fanatics of whatever team you support in New York, you know in the back of our minds, shit could still go fucking left. And I'm going to say this right now from how I've been observing the whole playoffs, even during the season, catching some of their games. This is how they could fucking lose, right? The Knicks, they don't make no offensive adjustments throughout the game or in the fourth quarter, trying to get Cat involved in the offense on the lower block, in the post or in the mid-range, and there's no movement with the ball. You know, every fourth quarter, them last 5 minutes, especially the last 2 minutes and shit, when everybody knows they're trying to get the ball to Brunson. Everybody knows Brunson's trying to shoot. Everybody knows Brunson's trying to go to the lane. They rebound, get to Brunson. They set a pick to get Brunson on. Everybody knows it's going to Brunson, and Brunson's going to dribble the fucking ball for like 10 minutes to get a shot, a head fake, and get a foul and shit. You can't win a championship like that, my boy. Not going to happen. And I get it. You up 2-0. You know what I'm saying? You stole a couple of them. And it's not like you stole them by like 10 points, 5 points, 20 points, no shit like that. It was both tight. Down to up 2-0 against a really good Celtics team. You think they're going to let you get away with that shit the rest of the series? Brunson, dribble with Brunson. No offense. I'm screaming in both games in the last 5 minutes. Every time, yo, run a fucking offense now. You up 3 or you up 5 or whatever. You up by 2. You got them nervous and on their heels. running offense now. You making it too easy for them because they know who the ball's going to or is going to stay with Brunson. They know Brunson's going to try and do a mid-range or a head fake in a mid-range or a head fake try and get a foul, or he's just going to pull up for a fucking three. And that's the times when they, not all the time, but there'll be a time where he pull up for a three and fucking miss. They don't get the rebound. Now the clock's running, and the other team has a possession now to go up. I feel like they could have won that Detroit series 4-0 or 4-1 easily if they didn't do no dickhead shit like that. And now you got a really good Celtics team who could come back from an 0-2 deficit if you think that's how you're going to win. And if that's how you want to play in the first 2 quarters, fine. If that's how you want to play the first 3 quarters and it still keeps you in the game and you can make a comeback like you've been doing in all these games in the series because you're built for it, fine. But when that 4th quarter come around, you got to make some adjustments offensively. Move around. You got other niggas that show that they could score and put up buckets and produce in the 4th quarter. Mikal, OG, and Cat if he's out of foul trouble and everything like that. Now run a motion offense. Get the ball out of Brunson's hands or make him cut or make him cut around or whatever, go on the basket on a loop to get him open off a screen and hit a jump shot easier, you know what I mean, so that you can secure a win. Instead of just, all right, give him the ball, let him dribble it up. He might turn it over. He might miss and not get the foul call that he probably should have got or whatever. Everybody knows it's going to go to him. But you got 3 other guys that could also score if you have a 2-point lead, if you have a 5-point lead, or if you need to come back from a 5-point deficit. Run a motion offense with 8 to 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And then when it's them last 5 to 2 minutes, do the same thing. If you want the ball to go to Brunson, fine. But have that nigga off ball, make a cut or some shit like that in the post or whatever. Change that shit up because this shit ain't sustainable. All the damn time you're going to give it to, you're going to have Brunson just dribble the shit out of the fucking ball the whole time and think that's how you're going to win every single game after coming back from 20-point deficits. He gonna get hurt or he gonna get too tired or something. It's not, you're not gonna win like that all the time. You're definitely not going to a championship like that all the time. So to me, if they think that's all they're gonna do and they're gonna keep doing that shit, that's how they're gonna fuck around and blow the series and lose the series. And knowing how most New York franchises are watching all sports, they don't make adjustments. They're like, yo, this is just who we are. I get it. It's New York mentality where, yo, this is who I am. I don't give a fuck. This is what we're gonna do. They're probably not going to make any changes, and that's how they're probably going to fuck around and lose this shit if they do. But, I'm not mad at it. I seen, you got to appreciate it and see it for what it is and everything like that. Shout out to them. They got 2 wins in the fucking Boston Garden. Stole that in their fucking house in their face. Right? And you got to give them the credit because niggas wrote them off. Everybody wrote them off, even me. I was like, yeah, we know they're going to get bumped. They might even fuck around and get bumped in the first round. You know how the Knicks do. But against Boston, I was like, yeah, it's going 4-1 the Celtics way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think, didn't this happen in the previous series where they won 2 on the road against Detroit but lost 2 at home? So we going to see. We going to fucking see. Hopefully they prove us all wrong and they get at least 1 win at home and don't fuck the shit up like they've been doing, losing at home and shit. Because they be getting too hyped with the energy of the fans and being at home and shit, gassing them up. But hopefully they win 1 at home so they have a better chance of closing it out in 6. But I see this going 6 games. Probably. Yeah, 6 games. But in the meantime, shit, I'm gonna enjoy it. Hope everyone else enjoy. I know they are. Enjoy these 2 crazy ass wins. Same thing on the other side too with the Pacers. Like, oh shit, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? But that's gonna wrap up this quick volume of welcome to the franchise here. Y'all out there be easy.